This is a mountain scene from Pixabay, and I'm going to approach it by lifting. We have a lot of very light colors in here, but they may not be as light as white. So I'm hopeful that I can lift back to them. And if I can't, then I will use some snow cap or the white pen or something. But I'm going to try. And I think that having a lifted method will allow me to be a lot freer in the ink pattern and how we do the mountains. So the colors I'm going to use for the background are denim, sailboat, and some alcohol. A fairly large piece of paper here. Not large in terms of actual paper, but for our purposes, a little bit bigger. So this is the denim. And some sailboat. This is kind of the darkest part, is that sky. Once we've got it all covered, I'm going to get off some of the ink here. I'll just drop it in the palette. And I'm going to let this dry standing up. So this is our finished background, and it's really quite a bit prettier than I had expected. It's not as deep as the blues in here, but I really love some of the sweep of light, like just pouring through. So I'm quite pleased with it. And I looked at it upside down and I looked at it right side up, well, the new right side up, and I think this is the best orientation for it. So I'm going to begin by actually just lifting out the mountains, and I have the opportunity to place them wherever I want. This is a huge advantage of a lifted piece over a masked piece, is that you can follow the pattern of the ink. So I think I'm going to cheat in my drawing of the mountains and just cut them out. And this way I can actually look exactly where I want them in the sky. And even though these mountains are, obviously one could easily just make up a line and be pretty close, I'm going to do it this way. So here are my mountains, and I'll figure out where I might like to put them. I think that looks nice. Get over that little ridge there. I'm going to use an alcohol ink marker to draw the line, but I don't want it to be on the outside. I want it to be on the inside. So I'm going to put this back over it. Pull that away and use this as my guide. And there's my mountain range. I'm going to just use the same marker and kind of sketch in some of the lines. So we've got a diagonal that's coming through this way. And these are all diagonals off of this point. Let's see. And then our snow area is coming through here. This is a very dark gray marker. I'm going to use it to add in some of the inks for our darker values. I'm just going to dab them in. It's definitely darker than necessary, but I'll be lifting it, of course. This is the pointy swab and some alcohol, and I'll begin our blending and lifting. So we're actually able to get really close to, not white, but much lighter than I would have thought. I think I'll go through and just put in some of the lightest lights. We can match our darks, and then we can fill in the middle. Alcohol boo-boo here. So, nothing terrible, but not what we had in mind. Come reestablish the new edge here. And we have a new mountain peak. Well, we have a lot of the lights. We need to blend in our darks and get some mid-ranges, which are in these blues. We just have to make the textures kind of match. So I'm just going to slowly work through with the cotton swab. It's hard to get the texture and leave a lot of the blue, which I need because I need that special blue value there. So I might have to add in more blue ink, we'll see. And I'll just keep working through it, and then we'll see where we are. If I go very lightly, I think I can keep the blue. The one thing we can do with the cotton swab is really change the direction of the lines, which will help create the mountainy shapes. So as I come over to the shadow part, I'd like to get some texture without losing all of that blue. And I want to try a technique from Sharon Harris of using water and alcohol. So I put in this cup, which I really don't want to drip on anything, about 50-50 water and alcohol. Dipping my cotton swab into that and seeing if I can get a softer blend. And I think that it's a little bit softer, but I think I need to go a little bit more alcohol. Not quite lifting. So I'm probably closer to a 70% ratio maybe. And there we go. Now we're lifting, but maintaining more of the background blue. So I'm going to keep going around with this, and this is really quite a nice technique of softly lightening. And then I can come back and add more highlights with the stronger alcohol. I think that Sharon, when she does it, she has a container of water and a container of alcohol, and then she dips her brush back and forth. I just made a slightly weaker mix of alcohol. So alcohol and water. I'm going to continue down to this line that I drew. I'm switching back to the 91% alcohol to just get some more lighter values in our blue as necessary. I'm going to paint in a little bit of eggplant, which I have in the weld palette here. And it's just in some of these dark areas. And I'm doing the same lifting. This is the water alcohol combination. I'm just adding a little bit more alcohol to it. Increase that ratio a little bit. Not really getting any movement at all. I need more movement than no movement. There we go. And really what I'm working on is softening the edge transition where that eggplant came in. Getting that a little softer. And then I'll do my more detailed lifting with the regular alcohol, the 91%. I went ahead and added a little more alcohol to the mix. There we go. Now I'm going to go back through with the alcohol and continue blending a little bit. This is the regular 91%. This is all a little bit tedious, but I think it's the softest and easiest way to get the different mountain textures in, at least for this painting. I'm going to lighten this area. Now I'm in a bit of a conundrum because I really like everything from about here up, but I'm not sure how to finish the bottom of the painting. And I could just leave it, but that feels a little bit incomplete. So I've taken some photographs, and at least I'll have that. But I want this area to be lighter in the front. So this part, this sweep is fine coming down here, but this sweep here is not fine. And unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to fix this one without doing that one. I could lift it, but I really think maybe alcohol flow would be the best choice. So that's what I'm going to do. And I have alcohol in this bottle. And I'm going to just run a directional sweep this way, and then a sweep that way. And hopefully I will not screw up the rest of the painting. At least we've lightened it, and I think I can transition into it a little bit better. So let this dry standing up so we are not bothering that mountain. So here we have our newly poured foreground, and I'm just going to use the cotton swab and alcohol and just kind of bridge this transition. So basically pulling out this line to start with. And then I'll do some lifting beyond that. Going back and trying this water alcohol mixture for this front edge and see if I can really softly blend it in. I wanted to just pull out some of these darker lines. While I like the inkiness of them, they're not flowing in the direction that makes sense for the painting. Sometimes when you start something, you've got to take it all the way to the edge. This is the water alcohol combination. It's a little softer. And I'll take a look at it and see if we are good